What's going on, everybody? Product Probes back at you with another knife review, and today we're looking at a discontinued model, digital camo. This is the TF-729 series, little quick release knife. But when I found out this thing was discontinued, they were discontinuing it rather, I ended up getting about 12 of these. So if you want to go check it out, if y'all like this knife, I got them pretty cheap over at productprobes.com. But let's dive into it and let's see what this thing's got. Okay, so right off the bat, let me show y'all this handle on it right here. So again, it is the digital camo style on it, but it's almost a little rough right there on it. I'm not crazy about the grip, but it is a harder plastic, which actually is really confusing there. Right at first I was like, there's no way this thing's stainless steel. Super hard plastic right there, your quick release trigger right there, but it does have the dual thumb studs, which is really cool. You've got your glass breaker right here at the back, no seatbelt cutter, anything like that, but that sucker is super sharp right there. And your dual thumb studs, let's see how they do. Boom, got on the second try. Well, let me show y'all this before I close it again. But right here, you got a Tonto style cutout blade right here, but you see how these large serrations are? I was never really crazy about the large serrations. However, one thing I do like about them is that it is super easy to sharpen. You know, you get your round file and really just turn it as you're sharpening down right here. A lot easier than those little small serrations that you see, but your cutting power is really not as well, or as clean rather, with these large serrations. This seems to be fairly sharp, no straight blade on it at all. It does have that uptick all the way up to the point. Right here, technically it's a saw back. I mean, you can use them as jimpings because it's a smaller knife. It's actually not too bad, but technically it is a saw back, but it's not a saw back. But that's what you would call that. But the jimpings, if that's what you want to use them for, seem to be okay. Just be careful, not sure how, because it's not a frame lock, how well this thing will hold up, but it is a simple liner lock right there. Seems to be pretty smooth. The trigger on the back throws it up there pretty nice. So single hand deployment right here. Your defensive stance, be careful if you're holding it like that because that glass breaker is super sharp. So I'm not crazy about that, but the grip on it seems pretty good right there. On the, let's see, single hand close, yeah. The backside of it right here with the pocket clip. Pocket clip sits super high, which I like a lot. That way you can get a better concealed side in your pocket. Right here, it's actually pretty beefy. It does have that large divot, but it's not too beefy to where I think it's going to fray your pocket, you know, with that divot in there like that. Again, let's try those thumb studs. I don't know. I mean, you can get it done, but there's no really cutout for it. So, and they didn't make them wide enough. Yeah, I don't know. If you got smaller thumbs, you could probably ease down there and bow, flop it open, but no worries because the trigger is sitting right there. Now, what I want to go check out, especially for a cheaper knife like this, let's go see how sharp this knife really is. All right, don't really have high hopes for it, but let's check it out right here. So, with this straight down cut, honestly, you can see the rips in it, but that was better than I was expecting. So, let's try it at an angle, see what we got. So right here, yeah, I don't know. You're definitely going to want to sharpen it up either way, but I was just trying to think for a cheaper knife, you know, is it bad coming out of the box? And of course, it could use some sharpening, but it's actually sharper than what I thought. Now, let's check out the tip on this thing. There is a good little bit of push, but as you can see, the holes without the push are very small. but you get in there, your slice downs, they do have tearing. So you're definitely going to want to sharpen this up. But for the price, you know, right out of the box, the blade is really not that bad. All right, don't really have high hopes for it, but let's check it out right here. So, with this straight down cut, honestly, you can see the rips in it, but that was better than I was expecting. So, let's try it at an angle, see what we got. So right here, yeah, I don't know. You're definitely going to want to sharpen it up either way. But I was just trying to think, for a cheaper knife, you know, is it bad coming out of the box? And of course, it could use some sharpening, but it's actually sharper than what I thought. Now, let's check out the tip on this thing. There is a good little bit of push, but as you can see, the holes without the push are very small. But you get in there, your slice downs, they do have tearing. So you're definitely going to want to sharpen this up. But for the price, you know, right out of the box, the blade is really not that bad. You know, you could definitely sharpen this thing up and make it pretty sharp. The serrations might hold up a little bit longer. Not sure how long you can keep this thing sharp, but with minimal use of it, you know, cutting, doing what you need to, you can probably keep it sharp for a while. I like the pocket clip on it. The weight on it seems to be fine. It's not off balance. I'm not crazy about that sharp glass breaker though. Well, maybe the non-lethal, but I think it's sharp enough to where it's lethal. It wouldn't be classified as a non-lethal defense, but I mean, if you're thinking about it, pow, just get somebody off of you real quick right there. But what I want to do, since the pocket clip does sit high, let's go see what this thing looks like in the pocket.
All right, let's go ahead and slide it in the pocket, see what we're dealing with. So, slides in relatively easily, slides all the way down to the top of the belt clip. So as you can see right here, there's not much knife sticking out whatsoever. The printing is about average, not too bad, not too showing too much. The concealability, real good concealability, really lightweight in the pocket. I mean, even with this in the pocket, put my hands in there, not bad at all. Pulls out one-handed, no problem. And I really like, you know, there is a really deep groove on here, but it's not to where it's super tight, to where it doesn't fray your pocket, so it does slide in super nice. One more time, pull it out, and you're good to go.
You know, I forgot, Product Probes Christian had already done the pocket on it too, so that was not too bad right there. I do like that it sits pretty high. Simple close. You know, when I put it in my pocket when I stood up just a second ago, the weight of it seems fine. I worry about maybe this and a pair of khakis, not so much as jeans, maybe ripping it, you know, on the sides right there. So just be careful. And it could just be this knife right here. I didn't open up any of the others that are in the boxes, but I would almost want to scrape that sucker down so I could really get a better grip on it, because the grip itself right here, it doesn't look like much, but maybe it's just my hands. Of course, some people can hold knives and they fit better than others, but mine, they fit high, and having those incorporated right up here at the top of the blade. The only thing I'd worry about is too much pressure, maybe popping that liner lock, but I mean, geez, you're going to really have to be putting this thing to work to pop it off. But for a cheaper knife like this, it's not too bad. It's the Speedster model. I can see why that's the case with that right there. But let's go see how much this thing weighs, and let's also get some measurements on it.
Let's start off by getting the weight on this thing. It's actually pretty lightweight just because it's a small knife. So we're gonna be looking at 3.6 ounces, which is about average for this size knife. You know, it's probably around 6.5 inches. So let's go ahead and see what we're dealing with on the measurements on this thing. Fully opened, we are looking at about, with the glass break on the back, 7 inches. Okay, so a little bit bigger than I was thinking. So 3.6 actually is not too bad whatsoever. Let's see what we're looking at with the blade. From the first serration right there, we're looking at 3 inches on the blade. It looks like you got about 1.25 inches of serration right there, and about, let's do it like this because it's almost slanted, about 1.5 inches of straight blade right there. And then closed all the way. Let's see what we're dealing with that glass breaker right there. You're gonna be looking right around 4.5 inches. So actually, you know, this is a really good size everyday carry. You know, nothing super big, nothing super small. I kind of like it.
Not too bad on the weight. I actually like the weight of it. The, you know, simple 440 steel, stainless steel, of course. So you might want to sharpen it up a little bit. I'll show you this, which I didn't show you. Right here, they do take a lot of these holes out for aesthetics or for weight sometimes, but a lot of cases you can bend wire and use this as a multi-tool if you needed to. Now they do have a bunch of them and they're not different sized, so you know, pick whichever one you need. But thought that was a pretty cool thing on it too. But guys, just a simple knife, not much going on. Unique blade with that Tonto uptick right there, along with the large serrations. No straight on it at all. And the tip's actually not bad for, you know, it's a little bit deeper drop than a drop point blade right there. However, guys, it's not bad. The pattern's not terrible. I got them for sale, letting them go, you know, pretty cheap over there because I don't know if you can find these anymore. It's a discontinued model. This is the TF-729. You know, they had all kinds of them, but the digital camo was the one that I went with. So if you want to go check it out, I'll leave a link in the description below. Appreciate you watching, guys. And if you found this and you were thinking about getting it, I hope this review helped. If it did, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you have this knife and if it's even, you know, worth having. But appreciate you watching, guys, and I will see y'all in the next one.